6:30.
Okay, so I say the motion?
I'll say the first one, to make you the chair, and
Okay,
then it'll be.
okay,
If you're
go for
comfortable,
it.
and if not, I can do it, whichever
Okay.
you're happy with. Yeah. Did you get a chance to read the minutes? Because we can defer whatever we're not ready to move, we can defer.
Yeah, I've read to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
All right. So in the absence of Chairperson Steve Kirky, and he sends his regrets, and Dave Yam sends his regrets. We do have quorum because we have 3 of our 5 appointed members, but we do need a chairperson for this evening. Is there a recommendation or a nomination for chair for this evening?
I'll nominate Nora.
So moved by Mary, seconded by Gladys, that we appoint Nora Jackson as the chairperson for the July 5th Museum Board meeting. All in favor? Carried. I'll turn it over to Nora. All right, so there's just the amendment to the start time.
Okay, so this is motion 2023, number 21, that we amend the museum board meeting start time to 6:30. Who would like to move that? Gladys.
I will, but I'll second.
Just for tonight. We don't have to do it every time.
Second by Mary. All in favor?
And the next is the minutes. So we have 2 sets of minutes to approve. But if you didn't get them and read them and you're not comfortable approving them, we can defer the approval of the minutes to the next meeting as well.
So the second thing on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the board meetings held May 25th and June 7th, 2023. Our problem is that some, we haven't read them. Would you rather defer these to our next meeting? Or do you want to go ahead?
Personally, I'm okay with it going ahead. Yeah, because I didn't read the letter, so.
Okay,
So we can defer it to the next meeting. If that's not a problem at all, I'll take that.
okay.
Great, that's easy. So the next one is the Heritage Day theme. Let's change the number. 23 is right.
Okay, our next motion number is 2023, that the Heritage Day theme shall be. What did we decide?
Or decided.
Will we have a discussion on that?
Well, the suggestion was made about using our equipment, tools, things like that. For
I thought at our last meeting, we talked about logging and farming were the 2. I thought we were going to combine them, but maybe it would be better just to have one. What do you think?
well, Steve, I think it was sent,
Sent an email with that suggestion, yes,
yeah,
about Pioneer tools.
yeah, well, specifying logging would be hard to do, I mean, to get enough. But if we just specified the old tools and made a point of saying what they were for, type of thing would probably be enough.
And then maybe we could sort them out into things like for gardening
Yeah,
or
yeah.
household tools,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
So, do you want to make a motion to that effect then, Mary?
Yeah, I'll move that.
Okay. You'll move that the Heritage Day theme shall be tools used in,
Yeah,
in heritage homes or how can we put that?
Homesteading.
Okay, homesteading.
yeah, that's a good word, yes.
I think Irvin and Layla Dobbs were the last homesteaders there. She told me that one time when they had that camp on the river.
Mhm.
Just an aside.
Yeah, well, that type of thing, we have enough that we could, you know, like you said,
Mhm.
separate them.
So it'll be about homesteading
Yeah.
and what we used, okay? So who's going to move that?
Or I can move it.
Okay,
Official, do we?
Do we have a choice?
okay. All in favor?
So we'll
So I
start.
just
with the
sign
advertising. Yes, please. We'll start with the advertising of the theme and we can start to move forward with a plan with our staff.
Okay, I'm wondering too, who can we ask to help come support this? Like people that would come in and show things, like we've had the farrier there a couple of times. I don't know whether he'll want to come again, but
I'm not sure.
he's such a nice fella.
And everybody enjoys what he does.
Yeah,
So it's
So
quite
we
a
could-
draw.
we could ask him with his
So you
tools.
want to try to break it up into gardening, hand tools, household tools,
Mhm.
like into 3 or 4 categories? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
that type of thing, yes, because we probably don't have enough tools of any one particular thing to say logging, say farming, whatever. But if we did it, so we had a display of, like you said, 3 or 4.
Okay,
That
Then
just
it-
helps us to. figure
yeah,
out
just
how to
trying to
direct the
picture
staff,
how we can get this.
How we can get it
Yeah.
started.
So we do kind of like shop tools, household tools, gardening tools,
Yeah.
logging tools.
Well,
or-
when we get into it and really see what we have in there, then we can decide how many.
Yeah, I think
how
We
many
may,
different
we
ones.
may be able to get stuff from other people too. right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I do.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
so, okay, that sounds good. So,
and the number of different kinds would depend on what we have in our, yeah. But we can figure out how to do the display for them.
mhm. I like when we bring in people too, to talk about things.
Oh, yes.
There's one fellow that has like the draft horses and stuff that pull logs, and I think that would be a really good, I don't know his name though.
Is it John Burns?
John Burns,
And who else?
Yes, John.
guy in Chisholm on not River Road, one that comes out of Astorville, White House, White Barn. Oh.
You don't know how good that you're making me feel.
Yeah. No. I'll think of their names. They have rides.
So would you like to offer rides with horses? Is that what you're kind of thinking?
Oh, you get into insurance.
Well,
then.
that's-
No, I just thought it would be neat to have some, because that's a tool used for farming.
Mhm.
That's how they would clear their property, was they bring in
Like the
these.
horses and the plow could be there or something like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not to take people.
Yeah,
yeah,
Like if somebody had their horses and just attached them to the old, it wouldn't even have to be attached, even if the old plow was just there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even if we had them in the park instead of
Mhm.
on the lawn. at the
Because-
Museum, because
Yeah.
there's not a lot of room
Yeah.
and we wouldn't want to be
Yes.
that close
That's
to the
right.
highway, for example.
Okay,
But if we had them over there, then we could make sure everybody knows they're there and it's a nice safe place to go and see them.
I'm
Mhm.
not sure if John Burns still has his horses,
I wasn't
to tell you
sure.
the truth.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we can
I'm not
investigate.
sure. He's pretty slight now.
Oh, time passes, eh?
Yeah,
Way too fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll find out or something anyhow.
is there anybody else that you'd like to invite on that
Well, that's
line?
what I have to think about that.
Okay,
Oh, you got your package.
I delivered it at the town.
Oh,
We
okay.
had a meeting, yeah.
They didn't receive their packages in the mail,
Oh,
but I mailed them
Yeah.
the same day.
this, yeah,
So I did it early, the same day that I emailed it out saying I was gonna pop them in the mail because that way everybody would have it. But
yeah. Our
So the-
mail's so messed up anyhow, like once a week, sometimes twice a week. You were a great mail lady. But
so what we might have to do
lately,
is just
they're
shoot
not
out a
coming.
couple of emails too, just to get some information out and about.
Mhm.
Because it is in about a month's time, so
Yeah, we
it's the
have to get
13th
one.
of.
And I'm away for a week, so, well, more than a week.
Okay,
So what date do we have that for?
August 13th.
August 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got enough to start for sure.
Yeah, we do. That's a
I
good
can get the
start, yeah.
staff on,
Thank you.
on that.
The next items on the agenda would be these two letters.
Okay, we are now on to number 4. We received some letters about donations. And this letter is from Jerry Stiller. And it says, as you're probably aware, Knox United Church in Nipissing has been sold. Although we are still conducting church services thanks to a short-term agreement with the new owner, we need to find homes for certain items. Thus, we, the trustees of the church, are asking the following. Would the museum be interested in taking ownership of some of our artifacts for use in your museum buildings? These items would include such things as memorial plaques, UCW membership tree, and photo albums, to name a few. These artifacts will be available for you to look at prior to making a decision. What did everybody feel about that?
I feel we should consider it. Like plaques and things like that, you can put up for a while and then you can take them down if you know, and put
Yeah, and
something
you
else
can-
up
and
for a
you can
while.
keep
Rotate
rotating,
them,
yeah.
make a special display of the stuff
Well,
one
we've
year.
been
or
in
something.
partnership with that church so long.
Yes,
That I
yes.
just think.
The photo albums definitely should.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, we definitely, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So do I ask for a motion on that?
I don't think so. What
No?
we'll do is, who would like to go and see the artifacts? Because we can contact Jerry Stiller to have it
Okay.
viewed before we go. So if there's anyone that would like to go, I'll contact them and set it up.
Okay.
I'll go with somebody, whoever's
I'll
going.
go. It just, I'm not here the last week in July.
All right, I'll reach out to him tomorrow and see what dates are better for him and I'll let you know, and then we'll work.
Maybe sooner than later, and then we'll know what. they-
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, when you decide on something, I'll go.
Okay. All right.
The other offer of a donation comes from Huron County Museum. And they want to offer us 2 mounted deer heads. The deer were shot in Golden Valley in 1909 and 1911.
Say by who?
No, we didn't have very much information.
Chris said she provided information for the command of museum as they are closer to Golden Valley, and advised that I would check with the board to see if the museum would like to accept these items.
Yeah, is somebody saying though that they came from here?
She said that that was what they understood, but there wasn't a lot of background on it.
probably won't be in real great shape from that vintage,
That's what I
It
was
was-
Yeah,
thinking too.
well,
because the hair,
Where would it fit into the displays that we
That's
have
right.
now and for storage as
Yeah.
well? That would be a real concern.
That
because
would be a real problem for room.
Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to
It
me.
doesn't fit, I don't think.
Just, and the fur, like you say, and the way that they were probably taken care of back then, especially, and you can't have them touching anything, because even the ones that are done now.
Yeah.
they're very- So,
My feeling is we should decline.
yes. I agree.
What does everyone else think? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
everyone. So
Okay,
do we need a motion for that?
I'll let her know.
Okay.
That's fine, thank you. All right.
So the next one is a motion approval of Nipissing Township operating standards, and which includes 7 parts. But since some of us did not receive the packages, I think we must defer that till our
Yeah,
next
next
meeting.
meeting.
So there was one other item that was going to go on the bottom of the agenda, and that was the participation in the history program of the library, as discussed by Mary at the last meeting.
Okay,
And this is just a motion that will allow us to make up the packages to donate the books out of the museum.
here
for
is the
them.
motion that we participate in the pictorial history program with the Powassan District Union Library, and that we will provide copies of pictures and information on the history of the Township of Nipissing to be included in the rotation of the program. This is motion number 23 in 2023. Who would like to, Dave moves that we accept that? You want to second it, Mary?
Do you want to toss for it?
I would.
I just don't want to adjourn.
I didn't put second names on some of those. That's okay. Just noticed that. And all in favor?
So based off that list you gave me, Mary, I'll get those packages put together
Okay,
in envelopes.
for the library, yeah, yeah. Now, as far as those pictures of Nipissing go, I found a trove when I took something else out from underneath my bed in the plastic bags. I don't know what we had them for, but they were copies of pictures and they're mounted on Bristol board and they're a photocopy of all the pictures.
Was that from the 125th anniversary?
I think
When
so.
we did that show at the school?
I think so, and I have them, I found them.
They might be good.
Now, they're just not really mounted the way we'd like for that, but we should have a look at it, and maybe that's what would work, because there's 7 or 8 of them, and they're, you know,
Big, yeah.
the full size. And they're pictures like this, so, and they're all the buildings and things like that you recognize from there. So
Yeah, that'd be nice to have, for
Yeah.
sure.
I'll bring them out and you can have a look at them and see what
Okay.
you think, how we could mount them, because the wall is, like I explained to you before the meeting, they were on, it's the one that's downstairs, and it's that wall that stands between the room and where you go to meetings and things down there. And the whole wall is something like that, but maybe not quite as deep. It's bare, so we can,
Those would work. because
yeah,
they're big
like
enough.
they would cover a lot of territory on that wall. So if we can just get them fancied up a little bit.
I'm sure we can do that.
Mhm.
Now that-
Not worry about that.
Yeah,
We can get the staff.
Yeah, and Kristen has great ideas for that kind of stuff, so she's more than happy to work with the museum staff to help with that as well.
Mhm.
So I guess next thing is a motion to adjourn.
Yep, unless you'd like to discuss further anything, any other ideas for Heritage Day to help us.
Anybody have other ideas for?
But if not, you can email them, call us or whatever too, just whichever.
Okay.
So you're thinking people that farmed in the area, if we could get some to speak,
Yeah, I think that would be a nice
would be
idea.
a,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
Murray Becker is a very successful strawberry. He was a
That'd be
great
good
grower.
one. Mhm. Right,
I think he probably would. Somebody'd have to ask him, but he, very knowledgeable man,
Mhm.
because there's not a lot left for the ones that farm.
Were you here when we passed the motion to set the Heritage Day theme? Or was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, a good one.
so what am I doing here then?
I'm just making notes of people to contact, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with this motion then.
Yeah.
That the board meeting is hereby adjourned at
6:53.
6:53. Next meeting will be held August 2nd, 2023.
At what time?
Yes, I'll put a time. Let's put a time on there, so there's not any.
6:30.
At 6:30.
I'll be here. I think I was the one that said, can we
So,
do it
but
at
when I
6:30?
changed the agenda, I changed the 7 to a 6, and I missed the 0. And then in the minutes, I put the 6:30, so I have all different times.
Well, 6 is a good time, but probably not for everybody, but 6 o'clock is a nice time too, but
So who's moving to do this? To adjourn? And seconded by Mary. C'est tout fini.
Oh, when you can stay longer.
yeah, well, we got a call at 4 o'clock that there was 65 bales bailed for us to come and get them before it rains. And when we got there was 125.
Oh.
So we had
All
a
in favor
float.
For the adjournment?